Hi, it's Sophia, the Cycle Breaking Mom. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all things breaking cycles. So today I wanted to continue the conversation that I was speaking about on my last video on what does a strong-willed kid need from you as a parent. And so I was talking about my journey parenting a strong-willed kid and just kind of what that looked like. So you can go back and check out that video. And first, or you can watch it afterwards, I guess. But I do recommend that you go back and look at that video. All right, so my daughter, one of my daughters, is what you call a strong-willed child. And I also talked about how our relationship with our children is setting the foundation for future relationships. So I have this strong-willed child that I had a very difficult time with early on in her. I think it probably started when she was around 3, 4. I really don't remember what they call the terrible twos. It might have even started then, but I know that when she probably was around like 3 or 4 is when I started to notice that she was a kid that wasn't just going to do what you told her to do without her saying no, without pushing back. And because I, at the time, did not have the emotional intelligence and all of the knowledge that I have now, and how to deal with a strong-willed child, then we had lots of incidences, and there was lots of I lost my cool a lot of times, which is not helpful at all, because as the parent, you want to be like that strong, sturdy, healthy leader of the household, because the child's brain is like a sponge and they are watching you and they are picking it all up. So if you don't have emotional intelligence and you're losing your stuff and you are letting the kid push your buttons and you are basically getting in the ring with them, there is no one modeling healthiness. So I didn't know any of that back then. So we had a very tough time. And then as she got older, like I mentioned in the previous video, I loved her, but I did not like her very much, okay? Because she always pushed back. And she would just, I'd tell her to be quiet, and she would just keep going. And then I was like, I know I'm having the last word. And she's like, nope, I'm having the last word. So we like battling back and forth. So I did not like her. And then I had other children, and because they were easier, then I guess I would admit there was favoritism, because all parents, we all want an easy kid, right? We want an easy, compliant kids, right? Most parents, I won't say all. So anyway, so she started to get older, in those preteen years. She started to feel like she wasn't likable, and and that she wasn't anyone's favorite. And so it's like if a kid feels that way, they're gonna feel like I'm defective, there's something wrong with me, right? So when she started to have relationships, with others, with friendships and things like that, then what happens is those feelings that we have about ourselves spill out into relationships. So she had a relationship with a particular person, and they, would text each other every day, send each other videos and memes and things like that. And then when she wouldn't hear from the person, then she started to question, like, did I do something wrong? What happened? Are we not friends anymore? And so, like I said in the previous video, by the time she got to be more the preteens, I started to do more self-work with myself, and I learned how to be more emotionally regulated, and then I started studying how to be a more effective parent. So she came to me and she's like, well, we're not friends anymore, like, what happened? And she would be in tears. Like, every time she wouldn't hear from the person, she would be in tears. And so I remember one particular day where everything shifted. When she hadn't heard from the person, she came to my room and she was crying, and she said, I don't know what happened. Like, are we not friends anymore? Did I do something? And I was sitting down, and she came, and I grabbed her, and she sat on my lap. And by this time, she's a big girl. Not straddled, but like, she sat on my lap, and I caressed her. That's not the right word. I can't even think of the word. But anyway, I held her. I rocked her as she cried. And she said she felt abandoned. She felt like, did I do something wrong? Like, things like that. I held her, I rocked her, and I poured into her. I told her, you are lovable, you're good enough, you're worthy, I love you. All the things that that she would need in that moment from a parent. Well, I would say in that moment, I gave her everything that maybe I didn't before in the past, because I was, we were always battling and getting into it, and I'm having thoughts like, oh, this girl. And, I even said things like, I know, sweetie, that you don't feel like likable. I know that you feel like you're no one's favorite, but you are you are lovable, you're good enough. Like, I just counteracted all of the stuff that day, as I rocked and held her. And after that day, everything shifted for her. Like, she no longer, every time she didn't hear from the person, would fall apart or cry or think she did something wrong or think that she had been abandoned. Because what she needed was her mother, her caregiver, to pour into her, to tell her, you are special, you are good enough, you are worthy. That's what she was missing, that she had not gotten. And that healed her in that moment. So it's so important that us parents stop focusing so much on what the kid isn't doing and their behavior, and they're disrespectful. And I mean, I know I grew up in that age where you you respect me? How dare you tell me no, right? And that's, yes, the kids should be respectful, but we really have to go first. And there's something that I learned, it's called connection before correction. So you want to make sure that you connect with your kid, attune to them, pour into them, love on them. And I'm going to tell you, when I did that, she does stuff for me now. Like she still is, strong-willed. She's still a rebel. I just treat her with respect, right? If I wanted to do something, I say, hey, I need you to wash those dishes. What time do you want to do them? And she'll say 5 minutes. And I say, cool. Now, if she say like an hour and I wanted to do it sooner, I'll be like 45 minutes, right? No, I'll say 30 minutes. She'll say 45 minutes. And then we'll settle on a number, right? So connection before correction. And if you have a kid that you're connected with and that you attune with, then you will have faithful disciples. And that's something that I learned. So that's what I wanted to that's what I will leave you with, is stop focusing so much on the kids' behavior and them being respectful and listening to everything. Focus more on that connection, attunement, pouring into them, and then you will get the respect. You will get the admiration, because you are being a healthy leader. All right? So thanks for listening. And if you need any help or support with your journey of cycle breaking, I'm here. You can book a spot for a complimentary I'm Ready to Break Cycles session, and let's see if I can help you on your journey. All right. Stay tuned for the next episode where I talk about all things breaking cycles. Bye for now.